Some of you guys need all the help at running back that you can get. Some of you guys are struggling at running back or could use an extra running back on your bench or need a running back right now just to start. Deeper leagues, decimated teams, doesn't matter. You just need it. And today we might have a running back falling into our lap because Tony Pollard's questionable. Looks like he might be out. And we're looking at Julius Chestnut going in as the starting running back, potentially for the Titans. Not the most exciting name out there, but something to look at. So we're going to do a deep dive on him today to see whether or not you need him for fantasy football. Not everybody's going to need him, but some of you guys are. So we got to do that deep dive today. But what we really need to do right now is click that subscribe button right now. We're doing deep dives every day. Whenever something like this happens, we do a deep dive. So you can look at the advanced analytics, whatever I can dig up. We talk about the situation so you can make your decision. For some people, they're going to pick them up. For other people, they're like, I'm good. I don't have the roster space. And it is what it is. And then also, we go deep on the waiver wire throughout the week. And then we also use these videos to help you set your lineups. Ric Flair's watching. Click that button. Don't disappoint him. But Tony Pollard, his status is up in the air. Due to his foot, he did not practice all week. Tyjae Spears is officially out. Things are getting dicey right now for this running back depth chart. Things are getting rather dicey. So even if Pollard's in, he might be getting more workload because he's been dealing with this foot. Even though if he tapes it up and he's ready to go, it might be a little bit dicey still and he might get more workload. That is something to pay attention to. And we're looking at Tyjae Spears too because he won't return on Sunday. He is out. Julius Chestnut has not received much running offense this year because, of course, Tony Pollard has been that guy. He's been that dude. We're not expecting him to steal his job or anything like that. We're expecting to go into this game against the Patriots and get some opportunities, get some carries, and we're just praying to the fantasy gods. That's what we're looking at here when we're going into that matchup. I probably answered your question with that statement right there. But going back to college, to Sacred Heart University, 2019, almost 1,500 yards, 11 touchdowns. He dominated where he was at, and he did well where he was at. 2020, 4.76 yards after contact per attempt. 2021, 3.68. We're forcing missed tackles. You better dominate that competition. When you're playing in lower level ball, you better dominate that competition. That's what he did. That's what he showed us. And we also got the size at 228 pounds. We're not the fastest back out there, but we got the size to pound it out. We got some good agility out there. We have some upside to our game with our ability to grind it between the tackles. And we've been with this team since 2022. So we've shown some flashes in practice enough to stick around as a UDFA. That is hard to do. That is your clue that there's something going on with Julius Chestnut. He's a UDFA, came in 2022 and stuck around. He's from a small school like Sacred Hearts. Stuck around with the Titans. He's still here. He's going to get his opportunity this week one way or another. He's getting touches right now. That's a win for him. He's winning right now. Anything else, like say if he rushes for 100 yards this week, that's a cherry on top. Being able to stick with his team, and it's 2024 right now, been on team since 2022, that's a massive win. The odds are so stacked against him. So stacked. And we're here to this point, and we're going to get some opportunity this weekend. That's huge for a player like this from a school like Sacred Heart. That being said, there's something going on with him in practice that he's doing well, that the coaches like, that they're allowing him to stick around because you can keep drafting jabroni running backs on the cheap. There's always good running backs late in drafts because teams don't value the running back position, but they're saying we're good. We can load up at other positions. Julius Chestnut can carry the wagon for us if something happens, and he has not been productive throughout his career. I mean, they had Derrick Henry, and Tony Pollard has been looking good. Might be getting your opportunity this weekend, kid. You might be getting it. And going up against the Patriots, I noticed some people online saying, hey, this is a great matchup. This is a great matchup to go against. People are running on the Patriots. They are. That is not wrong. 29.5 points per game allowed to running backs in their last 3 games. 56.2% above average. Last 5 games, they're 47.2% above average. There's only been 2 games where the running backs didn't hit. That's against Miami with Mostert getting 9.8 in week 5, and you know why there. And then against the Jets, 9.2, Braylon Allen and company. That game was just an ugly, nasty matchup. But this game's at a 38 over-under, and that means Vegas is projecting this to be a low-scoring game. And this is really on Drake May's shoulders. Because if Drake May's out there, the Patriots are more likely to push the football and push the pace against this tough Titans defense. That being said, we could see the ball move up and down the field a little bit more. We're not expecting it to move much, but if Drake May's in, that line's going to move up a little bit. It's going to push to 40, maybe 39.5 or something like that, because they're still going to watch this since he's a rookie and they're going up against tough defense. That's going to be an indicator that there's going to be more volume in this game. If that doesn't happen, there is a chance this could be a nasty matchup, and this game does not hit to where it needs to be. However, teams are able to run on the Patriots, and the running backs are able to score fantasy points, and it's been every game but 2. So 6 out of 8 games, the running backs have fared well. So volume could lead to fantasy production for Julius Chestnut. That is something to look at here. It's a good gamble. It's a good gamble bet, but I hope you know what the word gamble means. But it is a good gamble bet. He's going to be okay in this matchup, but it could run bad if this game does not flow. We're looking at the practice squad here. Joshua Kelly, Jamari Small, look at those running backs, see who they bring up, pay attention to what they're doing there. But Julius Chestnut has been getting opportunities. He got 7 last week, which is good for a running back like him. He's getting more work with Tajay Spears out. That's good to see. He's getting ramped up, and this could be his week. And we're looking at the offense here. We run the ball at a fair clip here 44% of the time. Something to pay attention to, but that's usually with Tony Pollard in the offense, so it could be a little bit different here. You're looking at the running back rankings here at 4 for 4, and just looking at these players 1 for 1. So him versus Tyler Algier, if he's starting, you're probably just rolling Chestnut. You're probably rolling Chestnut. Him versus Mostert, I think that's a coin flip. Just flip your coin, see what you want to do, or go with your gut. Austin Eckler, we got Brian Robinson questionable, so you might be rolling Eckler if Eckler is the guy because he catches passes out of the backfield. If it's a standard league, you might be rolling Chestnut. Charbonnet versus Chestnut, you might be rolling Chestnut since you know Chestnut's getting work. Rashad White, I think you're rolling Rashad White because Bucky Irvin's questionable. If Bucky Irvin's in, of course you're probably going to chance Bucky Irvin because you like Bucky Irvin, unless you don't like the matchup against the Chiefs, and that's on you because they are on the road. Miles Sanders, you're probably rolling Chestnut here. Miles Sanders might get more work in the passing game because he did last time against the Saints, but he's also Miles Sanders. Travion Williams, you're rolling Julius Chestnut. Ray Davis, probably a push, but you're probably going to want to go Julius Chestnut. You'll feel a little bit safer because you know he's getting the workload if Pollard is out in this situation. Kamani Vidal, you know Chestnut's getting the work. Vidal's not in a great situation here against the Browns, and something would have to happen to J.K. Dobbins. Travis Etienne, you don't know if he's going to play or not. It's against Philly. You don't know what the workload's going to look like. You don't know if Tank's going to be in there or not. Antonio Gibson versus Chestnut. Chestnut's going to be getting more work, guaranteed. If Pollard's out, that's something to like. Rashawn Johnson, he's not guaranteed work. Zamir White, that's an easy one. Jaleel McLaughlin, that might be an easy one. Devin Singletary, that might be an easy one. It looks like Tyrone Tracy's going to be in. Dare Abungawale, that's an easy one. So it looks like you're starting him over a lot of players out there. Over a lot of guys that are at least thinking about it, or their coin flips, or their gut decisions. And gut decisions are best when you have a lot of studying in. You watch my videos, you go watch somebody else, you look at the numbers, you just think about it a good bit, and when it hits you in here, that's when it's good to go with your gut. That's how that works. If you're making a gut decision and you do no studying, it ain't going to work because your intuition knows nothing. Your intuition's not prepared. If anything, it might tell you the opposite to tell you need to study more. That's probably what it will do. That being said, look at the numbers, study it, listen to me, listen to somebody else. That's what your gut will do. Your gut might tell you to study more by giving you the wrong decision. That's something to pay attention to as well. Study, look, pay attention, look at as many stats as possible, think things through, watch my video to the end, watch somebody else, That's what you need to do for a gut decision. Maybe I need to do a whole video on how to do your gut decisions. Even though it's kind of woo-woo, it makes sense and it's going to work for everything else in life. You don't need them because you don't need them. You don't need them. Only a few teams in every league really need them. Some of you guys may just stash them so other teams can't have them, and that's okay to do. That is okay to do. I get phone calls from people asking about that, and they're probably watching this video right now saying, yep, that was me, I called him. But again, if you need to pick somebody up because you don't want Team Z to pick that player up, do it. Do it if you got the spot. It's gamemanship. It's strategy. You got to do what you got to do. But you need them. You need the touches. You need to touch this. You want to see what's going to happen. You have to have this. You have to have somebody pushing a workload here. If you get your 3 fantasy points, fine. I needed those touches. I couldn't get them anywhere else anyways. If you get you 10 or more, amazing. Because I couldn't get those touches anywhere else anyways. That is what you're wanting out of Julius Chestnut. That's what you're looking at. When it comes to upside for the rest of the season, Pollard's eventually going to be back. And that means Chestnut will go back to reserve status. But he could have a run of a few games. And like when we're looking at some of these backup running backs stepping up to the starting role, a lot of these guys hit like once every 3 games because they volume into fantasy production. You could be the suckiest running back in football and still be valuable in fantasy on any given Sunday due to volume. And that's why I'm saying you're chasing touches, because touches will lead to fantasy points. And there's only a few running backs in the league getting a handful of touches, so they have to be rostered in fantasy football. Let me know what you think in the comments below. Make sure to hit that subscribe button on the way out. I want to thank you for watching. Catch you on the next video.